I'm a 47-year-old woman who spent the past 2 years weaving my life with a 52-year-old man who's become my anchor, my confidant, and a quiet harbor after years of drifting grief. We didn't stumble into each other at a bar or swipe right on some app. Our story started in the muted glow of a grief counseling group, a place where broken hearts gather to mend. I'd lost my husband in a car crash, a sudden, violent rip that still jolts me awake some nights, the sound of metal twisting in my dreams. He'd lost his wife to cancer, a drawn-out fade that carved patience and resolve into his bones. Both of us were widowed, both raising kids who'd had their foundations cracked, and both just try to figure out how to keep going. There's a peculiar solace in locking eyes with someone who's felt that same gutting loss, who doesn't shy away from the weight of it. Romance wasn't on the table when we met. I wasn't hunting for love, and he wasn't either. It began with small things, shared glances across the circle of chairs, a few words swapped about the rain outside. Then it was coffee after sessions, sitting in a greasy diner with stained menus, talking about nothing heavy. The latest blockbuster, a funny thing the cashier said. Those chats stretched into dinners at quiet restaurants, then movie nights on his couch or mine, until one day I caught myself laughing, a real unguarded laugh, and realized I hadn't heard that sound from myself in years. It wasn't fireworks or passion. It was slow, gentle, like a plant pushing through cracked soil. We kept it private for 6 months, meeting in stolen moments, shielding it from our kids who were still raw from their own losses. Only when we knew it was solid, when letting go felt unthinkable, did we let them in on it. I've got 2 kids from my late husband. A 19-year-old daughter who's always been a puzzle, quiet and inward, and a 16-year-old son who's all teenage cliches, monosyllabic grunts, eyes locked on his PlayStation, or bolting out the door to hang with his crew. My boyfriend has a 17-year-old son from his marriage, a kid who stays with his mom but crashes with us every other weekend. Merging our families wasn't smooth or storybook perfect, no instant besties or warm group hugs, but it's gone better than I dared hope. My son barely registers my relationship. As long as his Wi-Fi's strong and his snacks are stocked, he's fine. My boyfriend's son, though, is a treasure, soft-spoken, considerate, the type who clears his plate without being asked. The boys don't overlap much. Mine's a digital warrior. His is all about basketball and track, but they manage a civil nod or two, which I count as a win in a house full of hormones. I've been a massage therapist for 15 years. My days spent pressing tension out of tight muscles, listening to clients unload their stresses while I work. It's physical, grounding, a way to fix something concrete when life feels like quicksand. My boyfriend's a funeral director, a role that suits his steady, empathetic core. He's the one who holds space for people on their darkest days, offering calm when everything's chaos. He teases that I soothe the living while he tends the departed, a grim little jest that lands because it's true, and because we both learn to lean on humor to keep the ghosts at bay. Our worlds fit together in this strange, balanced dance. My hands are nodding the present, his voice easing the past. He's sharp, too, in ways that sneak up on you. He's a chess nut, used to dominate local tournaments, still plays online with a killer instinct, and he's got 6 languages under his belt. English, French, German, Spanish, Italian, and now he's grinding through Mandarin for fun. It's not a brag. It slips out naturally, like when he orders in Spanish at the taco truck or curses in Italian when he stubs his toe. But he's got this goofy side, like leaving his laptop on the table, screen blazing with engagement ring pages he didn't think to close. I spotted it one evening while he was grabbing a beer, and my breath caught a mix of nerves and warmth. He's not slick, but he's real, and that's what hooks me. Our bond's been a slow, sure light cutting to the fog of what came before. We align on the big stuff. Parenting without meddling, money without drama, space without distance. We both carry grief like an old scar, so there's no rush to move on or fake that it's vanished. It's just part of us, a shadow we've tamed. Things were rolling along smoothly, better than I'd dreamed, until my daughter's actions started unraveling the threads I thought were secure. She's always been a reserved kid, happiest with a book or her thoughts, not one for long talks with me. My husband's death shattered her. She was 16 when it happened, his little sidekick, always tagging along to fix the car or watch TV nestled against him. After he was gone, she went silent, her world shrinking to her room, her face pale and drawn. Even before we but heads, normal mom-daughter stuff, like her slamming doors over rules, but his loss blew that rift wide open. So when she clicked with my boyfriend from the jump, I was elated. He'd toss out a silly pun, and she'd grin, her first real smile in ages. She'd linger after dinner, asking him about his day, and I thought, she's healing. He's reaching her. It felt like a miracle, a tether pulling her back through him. But then her fondness for him started bending into something strange, something I couldn't pin down at first. It was subtle, easy to wave off. On Valentine's Day, he gave me a bouquet, red roses, simple and sweet, then handed her a single one, a kind nod to a girl without a dad. She lit up, thanked him, and later I saw it dangling upside down in her room, drying like a relic. I called it sweet in my head, but my friend's arched brow lingered with me. Then she started waking up early, way too early for a 19-year-old with no morning classes. Just to brew him a latte before work. Every day, she'd shuffle out, fiddling with the coffee maker like it was her mission. She never did that for her dad, never even offered me a sip. I mentioned it once, and she shrugged. He works hard. He deserves it. Her voice casual but firm. It kept building. Nights, she'd perch by the window, waiting for his car, then bounce up with a beer and a sandwich. Basic but precise, like she'd timed it. One day, I caught her in the laundry room ironing his dress shirts. Shirts he gets dry cleaned, shirts that were fine. She said they looked creased and he likes to look polished, her fingers smoothing them with care that prickled my skin. Then she dropped almost all her coffee shop earnings, $300, on a fancy office chair with massage features. I'm the masseuse here. I've got his back covered. She said it'd help him at work, but it felt like she was stepping over me, marking territory. The quirks piled higher. She'd cackle at his cheesy jokes, ones I barely smirk at. He mentioned liking Mozart once, and suddenly she's got symphonies humming from her room. For his birthday, I ordered his favorite cake, chocolate raspberry, from our go-to bakery. She baked him another, a wobbly vanilla thing, and he ate both, complimenting them evenly while I simmered, feeling sidelined. When I asked why she's always fussing over him, she listed his traits: kind, clever, funny, attentive, and added, I love how he dresses. That sparked a memory. Early on, before they'd met, she dubbed him that sharp-dressed man. Whenever I brought him up, asking when I'd see him, when she'd meet him. His suits, crisp, professional, part of his job, had snagged her. She'd muse about marrying a suit wearer, set her phone to Don Draper, and dive into old films with dapper stars. I thought it was a cute endorsement. Now it's a warning I ignored. We just bought a house together, a big leap. It's snug, with rooms for my kids and a spot for his son's visits. We've been settling in, painting, furnishing, building a life, and I've let myself imagine that ring, a future sealed. But her behavior kept climbing. She'd tap on our bedroom door at night. Did we hear something? Could she ask a question? Her excuses thin. Once, she walked in on him in the bathroom. He was just at the sink, but she dawdled her sorry week. The door creaks. You can tell it's occupied. She knew he was there. Then it all crashed down. We were watching a movie. Me, him, her, my son out gaming. She grabbed drinks, handed him his beer, and then tried to sit on his lap. Not a kid's flop, but a bold, settled move. He pushed her off fast, his voice slicing. That's not okay. You don't do that. She stared, stunned. He stormed upstairs. I followed, heart racing, and found him fuming. He said she'd gone too far, that she couldn't stay if this was her pattern. He mentioned other times, her hand on his arm, leaning in too close. Things I'd missed. I floundered, blurting about her sharp-dressed man fixation, suggesting he ditch the suits at home. He called it nonsense, shut down, and we slept in cold silence. Next morning, I made breakfast, his favorite eggs, to mend it. He left, texted from McDonald's, talk later. I sat, lost, weighing him against her, hating myself for not seeing it. Later, after spilling online and wading through advice, he came back. We talked, deep, raw, and he showed me texts she'd sent him for months. Not love notes, but off, I miss you at 2 a.m. Are you up? Then I need to talk. Or You look good today. Thanks for listening. No one gets me like you. He kept it curt. Sleep or your mom's here. Never biting. I exhaled, relieved he hadn't fueled it. But then he hit me with worse. She'd told him about her basketball coach. Back when she was 17, still a minor, post-dad. The guy, 30-something, got too close, late texts, rides, special treatment. Grooming, maybe more. She'd begged him not to tell me, and he'd held it, caught between her plea and my trust. I was crushed. She's my kid. I should have known, but I saw why she picked him, a man who'd lost too. He'd been her sounding board, mistaking her gestures for thanks until a lap broke it open. He regretted waiting. I regretted my suit dodge, a panic misstep. I faced her. She'd been dodging us since the movie, sneaking out when she thought we'd left. She cried, swore it wasn't weird, but when I asked if she liked him, her no, gross, he's old, came too fast, her cheeks red. I told her the lap, the fussing. It wasn't right, it unsettled us. She apologized, wrecked. I skipped the coach. That's for therapy, set for next week. She agreed, said she's been lost since her dad. She tied his suits to a steadiness her casual dad never had, a lifeline gone wrong. We're keeping her here. He eased off, pushing boundaries and help over banishment. She's in the basement, avoiding him, a stiff pause we need. My son's unfazed, shrugging it off. My boyfriend's keeping her talks with me present. And we're hunting a grief therapist. The ring's on ice. We need footing first. I should have pushed therapy sooner. But we're moving now. I want normalcy. Bickering over dishes. Not this. Her friends are fading. Her online classes and job isolating. That's next. For now, it's her healing. And if that coach reappears, I'll settle it quietly. Last night's card game was tense, but it's a start. Small steps forward.